I just want to see who was showing up. Who's showing up out of these teams? Because it's show up time. That's right, people. I turned up. I'm here. Tommy Sandhu from the Bharat Army. This is Bharat Army TV. That's right. We do our own show. We do our own fan-based show. We give real fans a chance to talk about cricket, IPL, and of course, in particular, putting together your fantasy team. Because if you're playing along with Paytm First Games, you could be just like this, making a bit more out of every game. Check this out. Here's Sachin Tendulkar.
वहां पे 2 नहीं 4 रन, वहां पे 4 नहीं 8 रन, और वहां दूर 6 नहीं 12 रन। 12 ठीक है ना? हाँ, आप खेलने में मजा आएगा।
सचिन की तरह पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स पे अपनी टीम से बड़ा स्कोर करो और 10 गुना तक जम के जीतो।
पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स, खेलो हटके, जीतो जम के।
This game involves the element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Do play along for fun, play along in your own time, at your own risk. It's Paytm First Games. That's the app. Go get it. Play along. I'll be giving you our fantasy team in just a little while. We'll be discussing the team play with these guys. But it's another DD. It's another double day. Can we just quickly reflect on yesterday before we get into today's double games? How about that? Punjab being victorious. Nobody really expected it. It's close. Only 5 runs in it. Punjab still on the hunt potentially for a playoff position. Bad news for SRH. I don't think SRH care. SRH is like when you're at a party and there's one guy who's just got really drunk and he sat on the sofa and he's a bit like he's lying on the sofa, and I'm like, everyone's like, is he okay? Like, he's fine. Don't worry about him. He's fine. He's having a good time in his head. He's having a good time. So that's SRH, is the drunk uncle on the sofa. I'm sorry, SRH fans, in a fun way. You're still singing along and dancing. Okay, I don't want to diss anybody. On to today, the double header. First up, this is going to be a good one, isn't it? CSK versus KKR. Chennai versus Kolkata. I'm excited by this set. This is second place versus fourth place. Rishi, kick things up with CSK. We're seeing a solid squad. Dhoni will be quite confident. You must be quite confident as their players step out today.
Absolutely, Tommy. I think, never been so confident in this season. We've won both games in this year's, in this leg of the IPL. But, somewhere I'm actually worried about Chennai Super Kings. We sit top of the table, the top 2. And, with 5 more games to go and already with 14 points, I don't want the team to get a bit complacent, playing KKR. And we've seen how KKR has actually performed in this second leg. They've also won both their games. And, it's going to be an interesting match today, because we win, we qualify for the playoffs. And if we lose, we actually open up the table for the second spot as well. You never know. So, interesting game. Keeping our fingers crossed, and hopefully, Chennai Super Kings will thrash KKR like we always do.
Oh, like we always do. So confident.
Yes.
It was all like, up until then, it was like, oh, we might be complacent. We don't want to get kind of casual about things, but we're going to thrash you. At the end, it's as he left, he gave you a little one of them. But what's going on with the squad? Well, you're right. It could cement your top spot. So I don't know if complacency is going to play a factor, because there's a chance to take the top spot, which is amazing. Suresh Raina. I mean, if I'm honest, I'm just trying to find holes in your team. I'm trying to find things I can pick at, and it's difficult because CSK are such a great squad. Well, let's look at the whole squad lineup whilst you talk to me about the squad and about Raina as well in particular. Rish?
Not really worried, because, like you said, if there's a hole in the squad, there are 2 or 3 people trying to cover up that hole. The main purpose of this auction that we had last year was to, cover up spaces that we left open in 2020's IPL. We got in players like Moeen Ali and, Suresh Raina wasn't there in 2020. Even though he's not in the best of forms, I think it's just a matter of fact, a game here and there that he might come back into form. I've said that in the last show when I was there on your show last time, that Suresh Raina hasn't played any international cricket. It's very difficult to get into a IPL-like tournament and start performing from the word go. So I will give him the benefit of doubt. He is a great player. He's performed for CSK year in and year out. So, the situation that we are in, not too much worried. We have other players forming. So why not just stick to the squad and, keep the confidence and keep the faith in the playing 11?
Okay, and let's have a look at that 11. Let's have a look at who we think is going to be the CSK squad. Look at that. That's almost like a fantasy team. What do you think there? All-rounders, lots of all-rounders, lots of everyone says well-balanced, all-rounders, very capable team. Honestly, Rich, I'm not just saying it. There's nothing they can't do, CSK at the moment.
Exactly. I mean, not really sure how Josh Hazelwood can come in and bat. We haven't seen much of him batting in the T20. But if you take him out and put in Sam Curran, you actually have 11 players who can bat anywhere up the order or down the order and, get you those 20, 25 runs whenever needed. But no disrespect to Josh Hazelwood. He's been amazing for us this IPL, both the first games. And, we've seen that with MS Dhoni. He likes to stick to his squad. He likes to, show that confidence irrespective of how the player's performing. We saw that with Rituraj Gaikwad last season when he scored those back-to-back 350s. He's come back brilliantly in this second leg of the IPL. Fab didn't perform in the first game. He performed in the second game. Ambati Raidu looks in good form. Our bowlers did pretty well in last game to restrict Bangalore. So, excellent squad. Very happy with it. Not much that I want to change about this.
No, I agree. I don't think you need to. Zishan's with you, though. He's saying CSK. Omkar is, hello, Omkar. He's going, I'm going to hear from Amog. You're going to hear from Amog in a minute. Don't worry. Tommy's here. You sound surprised, Omkar. Like he's never done, Tommy's here. I'm like, yes, Tommy's always here. That's what Tommy does. This is where Tommy lives. He lives in this little box. Go MI, says Akshad. Why is Vandata upset already before the match? Listen, we'll get to Vandata in a minute. That's a whole other show. I tell you, we can do a special. We'll do an in-depth at the end of the season, analysing Vandata from all angles. So we can all talk about Vandata's form, how the break helped her, didn't help her, her selection for her own mindset. No, I'm only kidding. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But if I can get to you, Nikhil, let's talk about KKR. You're taking on the mighty CSK. A little bit of nerves going into a game like this. You know CSK are on form.
Well, CSK is in form and KKR is also in form. We have seen they have been victorious in the both the games and in a very dominating manner, and that speaks volume of themselves, beating one of the two top sides, MI and RCB, in such a convincing manner, especially after the first leg, which was disappointing for us. But that's what we call KKR did a comeback with a bang. So an even contest today, but with the momentum that KKR has with them, I think they have slightly an edge towards CSK.
Yeah, I agree. And they've sort of found a bit of form, haven't they, KKR? They've evolved, they've grown. It's exactly what you want a team to do in a tournament, is to kind of adapt their game. What have you noticed about from the start of the season, or even which feels like years ago, from the start of part one to now, a slightly different squad? What changes have happened in that time?
Well, in the first leg, it seemed that a missing puzzle was there. But in the second leg, we have found that final piece of puzzle in the form of Venkatesh Iyer, which certainly suits our 11. Earlier, we had a problem that we had to either drop one bowler or play an extra batsman, which backfired at times. But playing Venkatesh Iyer gives us deep batting till 7. I mean, Russell is there at till 7 and 8 Sunil Narayan. That means we have a lot of batting depth. And our bowlers, especially the combo of Narayan and Chakravarti, have been pretty economical and contains the opposition in the middle overs as and when the Captain Morgan requires. And Morgan's captaincy has been exceptional in the first two games, and I hope it continues for us and helps us reach the playoffs.
Okay, let's have a look at your squad. This is the KKR Kolkata Knight Riders is playing 11. And again, you know what? You talk about, Iyer and Gill. In fact, they've been handling most of the business, really. There hasn't been too much of a need to lean on the middle order, is there?
Yeah, the middle order hasn't been tested yet. But that's a statement itself that our openers and Rahul Tripathi, the way he performed in the last game, they didn't even require the middle order. And if we require a middle order, we have mighty names: Dinesh Karthik, Andre Russell, Owen Morgan, and even Sunil Narayan can hit those long boundaries. We all know. So yeah, even if our middle order is put to test, I know they'll shine for sure.
Okay, right. Confidence. That's going to be a good game. CSK KKR. I'm sorry to say, and I know I'm going to deal with the wrath of Ranathan and Morg here in a minute. But I'm excited about that first game today. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are. I'm sure even Ranathan and Morg. Ranathan, are you looking forward to this game, CSK and KKR?
Yes, of course, because both the teams have won their last 2 games, and any of the team will lose their winning streak today. So it's interesting to see. And whereas the second game, both the teams have been losing the past 2 games and coming. So anyone's team, the losing streak will be broken down today. So interesting, both the matches today.
Okay, it's very, very pivotal. Very pivotal. What's going on, Rishi? Rishi's going.
She's not really concerned because of the winning streak. She actually hopes that CSK beats KKR so that in any case they stay below Royal Challengers Bangalore. That's the truth.
So one thing. So my brother is a CSK fan. He's supporting RCB, and I'm supporting the yellow jersey. So it's
okay.
Yeah, see, Tommy, we've actually got to a stage in IPL now where fans from other teams start supporting other teams because they want chalo ye team jeet jaye so that our team can actually make it to the playoffs. So it's going to be very interesting.
Or else we have to dig out our calculators.
Yes. Right, yeah. We don't want it to get complicated. Let's keep it simple. Let's get the win that you want to happen. It's nice. And again, I'm not just saying this because we're with our good friends Paytm First Games, but there's a joy there in playing along with fantasy cricket because all of a sudden other teams mean something to you, and it's nice. Like, oh, you suddenly want players that you would normally call rivals to score big or to bowl well and play well. Okay, we've pitted you against each other, Rishi and Nikhil. Let's bring you together. This is our fantasy 11 for that first match between Chennai and KKR. You can see there, that's our kind of best of the best. I'll just leave that up there for a second. So if you want to take a little screenshot, adapt your team accordingly. This has been done by our super clever pros. And of course, here are our top picks as well. So top picks for your Paytm First Games when you're playing along. For Chennai, it's Moeen Ali and Dwayne Bravo. And then it's Iyer and Gill for Kolkata. I think it's fairly safe selections. Samay is saying, good point spoken by Rishi Bhai. Love for the Indian team from Australia watching right now. Lovely to... G'day, Samay. How are you, mate? Oh, that's how they speak in Australia. I'm international, just so you all know.
Well, he seems to be a avid cricket lover because in Australia it's morning, and waking up on Sunday morning just to watch a show and watch cricket is actually a sign of being an avid cricket fan. So
there you go. He's committed.
He's a CSK fan.
He's a what fan?
He's a CSK fan.
Oh, okay. So what do you mean? They don't sleep? They're vampires? They're all vampires, so they don't sleep. That's what you're saying. CSK fans are machines. That's what you said. I'm just reading between the lines, Ranathan. CSK up on table today. What does that mean? Oh, they're going up on the table. I thought you meant they just stood on the table. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's just really bad manners if they stood on the table.
No,
someone's going to get hurt. No, I've seen it at my family party. My uncle hurt his back like that because he got on the table. He'd had a few glacier. He got a bit carried away. He got up on the table. Don't do that, CSK. You could drop from a big height, Pranita.
So I'm saying that was coming from a DC fan. He just mentioned saying as a DC fan, CSK is going on top.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It's all happening. All right. Okay. We're going to get your fighting talk now, Rishi and Nikhil. Now you're all nicely warmed up. CSK are limbered up. KKR limbered up. You're going against each other. 30 seconds. Who would like to go first, Nikhil or Rish?
Well, I would like Rishi to go first.
Oh, you would? Look at that. Well, I would like. Okay, so there you go. Rishi, you're up. You know what to do. Yeah, Bubba? Right, you ready?
Okay, perfect. Yes.
30 seconds starts now.
सो बाजीगर मूवी की एक डायलॉग याद आती है जब केकेआर की बात होती है. हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं. आई जस्ट ऐड अ लाइन टू दैट डायलॉग. हारते ही रहने वाले को केकेआर कहते हैं. it's been almost 13 seasons and just 2 IPL trophies. I don't think KKR even comes close to where Chennai Super Kings are. I know you've relied on your new recruit Iyer, but believe me, the man down from South, MS Dhoni, who's the local boy from Chennai, he's going to make a team who's going to smash KKR left, right, and center. We KKR
Rishi, you're done. You're done. You're 30 seconds out. I love it. He had stats in there. You know when someone's ready for fighting talk, when they start off and they're talking fast because they're like, I've got a lot to squeeze in here, and I'm going to go. So it's like, good. He had stats and all that. 2 IPL trophies. That's it. It's over to you, Nikhil. Now look at this. Oh, Rishi says Sanchit. Neil says Mumbai. Neil will come back to Mumbai in a minute. Whoa, says Sanchit. Akshat goes, nice. Declare the winner already. Dhoni's a Ranchi boy. Yes, Neil. Okay, right. All right. Over to you, KKR. Nikhil, your 30 seconds starts now.
Well, the comeback has been with a bang for KKR, and Rishi said that we are nowhere near. It's just a difference of 1 trophy, and I think this season will equal your count of trophies with CSK. And last year at Abu Dhabi, the ground in which today's match is there, CSK lost. So yeah, we have good memories with that, and we'll beat CSK. CSK doesn't have that X factor in the team. It's just someone pumping up here and there, and they don't have a settled batting lineup as well. Losing 4 wickets in the power play, and our bowling lineup is going to smash CSK, and we are going to win this match.
Okay. Look at that. The pitch is a good luck charm for KKR. They've beaten you there before. They're gonna beat you again. That's the words of Nikhil, not me, obviously. Nice one, Nikhil. Nice one, Rishi. You can stay right there. Lots of comments coming today. Keep them coming in. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever on the Bharat Army social media channels, keep doing it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, drop a little comment in as well. Okay, moving on now. On to game number 2. See, it's nice. I feel like we're warmed up. We can go straight into this. Amog, welcome for the first time ever. I've not had you on the show before. It's nice to have new, fresh blood on. You're representing the Mumbai Indians.
Yes.
How long have you been a fan of the Mumbai Indians, Amog?
Well, right from the beginning, from 2008, from when the IPL started. I was just 9 years old back then, but I come from Mumbai, so that was just the connection. But right from the beginning, for all the 13 years, I've been a Mumbai Indian supporter.
So the blue is in the blood, literally. As a side, the genuine question: are Mumbai Indians, are they in form or they're not in form?
I think this has been the case a lot of times, that they take a bit of time to settle, and this has been the case, the same kind of case in this leg of the IPL. A very interesting thing that Varnata said, the first game that's between Chennai and KKR, both RCB and Mumbai have lost 2 games in this leg, and those 2 games are against the Chennai Super Kings as well as the Kolkata Knight Riders. So very interesting stat going ahead. But I think this has been the case with Mumbai. They falter in the first couple of games, and from there they pick up. A similar situation today, that 5 games remaining, have to win 4 of those. So we're backing the Mumbai Indians to win 4 or even 5 of them, because we have seen them do it in the past.
I think you're right. Sorry, just want to say lots of love coming in for you, by the way, Amog. Amog's got his own following. I tell you, it's brilliant. Amog, bye! And hearts and everything from Costa. So lots of hellos to you. But just about Mumbai, it's almost like, for me, what's the analogy I'm going to come up? It's like they're an A-grade student, right? We know they're an A-grade student, but they're currently hitting B pluses. You're like, okay, B plus is fine. You'll do okay. You'll get the playoff probably, and you'll go on through. But you could do better. Where does that better lie, Amol? What needs to happen?
I think the team combination needs to click as a whole, because in the last game, if we saw in the power play, we were 56 for no loss, and then against the KKR is what I'm talking about. In the power play, we were 56 for no loss, and then we went up to make just 156. So in the subsequent 14 overs, there was just 100 runs which was scored when you have all the 10 wickets in hand at the end of the power play. So I think somewhere the middle order needs to click, and I'm sure that it will. If Hardik Pandya can play today, we are really hoping for him. to make it to the 11 today because of fitness reasons. He was not there in the first 2 games. But I think the middle order needs to click as a whole. And in the last game, it was like nothing was working. Everything that we went to, every bowler we went to, credits to KKR, we have to give it where they are due. And Venkatesh Iyer batted really well. Even Rahul Tripathi, right from the word go, they were really on the trot. So I think the middle order needs to click. Not much of a concern. We need to win 4 out of the 5 games, but we are really backing the team to do it.
Is this a key game? Is this pivotal?
Yes. From now on, I mean, all the 5 games are very, very important. All are key games, and not just for Mumbai Indians. I'm sure for every team. I think CSK and DC are sitting right at the top of the table very well. But for all the other teams, I think the competition to get the number 3 and number 4 slots. Everyone's just fighting for it. So yes, very, very important game.
Well, let's look at the squad. Let's take a look at the Mumbai Indian squad. And if Pandya does play, I'm sure he'll be in there. Let's see. So really, who would you put Pandya in for?
I think Saurabh Tiwari mostly because Saurabh Tiwari has been playing well in the first game, but he's missed out on the second, and there are also concerns on his fitness. So I think Pandya is also fielding well than Saurabh Tiwari. So if Pandya has to play, I think Saurabh Tiwari will miss out.
Sankit is saying on the comments, doesn't make a difference if Hardik plays or not. Is he saying that because Mumbai are such a good squad, they don't need him? Or they're saying it doesn't matter because they're going to lose anyway? I don't know. What's he saying, Mog?
I don't know what he's saying, in what context has he said that, but Hardik Pandya coming in can be a huge advantage because he brings those 2-3 overs into the bowling attack as well. So we all know what he can do with the bat, but those 2-3 overs with the ball, if Trent Bolt or if Adam Milne goes for a bit of runs, then I think those 2-3 overs will really come in handy for Rohit Sharma. So he's an all-round package. So if Hardik Pandya is available for selection, I'm sure he makes it to the 11.
Yeah, we know exactly where Sankit is beaming his comments from. The room next door, the room in the RCB Haveli, and just there. But before we go into RCB, are you nervous about playing RCB, Amog? Should you be nervous?
Well, look, I mean, before every game, we have to be a bit nervous because, it's a sign that we have prepared well for the game. But I don't think so. There'll be much of a tension kind of a thing in the dressing room. We have played them in the past and, we know what needs to be done against most of the players going ahead. So, I mean, they have also lost both the games going in. So, I think there won't be a tension as such in the dressing room, but we'll be very aware of what we need to do.
Okay, right. They know what they got to do. But can they do it against you, Varnata? What's going on? What's going on with RCB right now? Where's your team at and where's your confidence at?
We are at number 3, not in that bad position, but the place is not, where we can sit around say for next few days. No, it's not going to be. If we lose, of course, we are going to come down. But then one positive thing from last match is that our openers are doing good. It's just that our middle order is not performing at the moment. We need AB's bat to fire, which is not happening this year, and Maxwell as well. And not sure what is wrong with the playing 11. Again, I see Saini coming in, and then again there might be some players who will be changed today. So I really don't know what's going to be the final 11, but I want to see Chamira in the playing 11 so that he gives our bowling department a little bit a boost to that side. Apart from that, I think batting needs to be better today. Apart from that, I don't see anything wrong going. Just that they're not playing well and they're not stepping up on the game day. So that's what is worrying me. Let's see today what happens. Hoping for something good.
Yes, but look, there's not that. You hear when Rishi spoke, you could hear he's part of a winning squad that is on winning form. But it's amazing like that. I can never and I'm not saying it this way. You can hear the nerviness because again. My mindset around RCB is that it's like I'm viewing a property. Okay, I'm viewing a house to buy. There's a few little cracks here and there, but it's essentially a good house, right? But some people might get put off by those cracks. They're gonna go, oh look, there's a few cracks. You're like, no, they're just superficial. It's not. You haven't got cracks in your foundation, but there is a bit of decorating. Some of the rooms are a bit old and tired. The AB room, the Maxwell room, they're a little bit old. You know what I mean? They need a spruce up.
Yeah, for AB to fire, we haven't seen him, silent for so many days. It's been 2 matches now. We haven't seen him firing. So hopefully today we will see. But again, for Tim David, Hasranga, we cannot blame them that they did not play. It was just their first and second game where they played. That's why I said we should get in Shehbaz Ahmed instead of trying Sachin Baby and the new players, because they played our first phase and we were winning in those matches with Shehbaz Ahmed and Rajat Patidar. But again, we changed, and again last match we changed some more players. And if this continues, I'm really not sure how are we going to find our winning 11 and till when we are going to change, because we don't have so many matches to change and then get back somebody. Because for everyone, it's going to be their first match. If you get in Chamira, it's going to be his first match. If you get in someone new, it's going to be his first match. So we cannot keep giving chances, right? And about Saini, I would like to point one thing is that Kohli has given enough of chances to Saini, but he hasn't performed to expectations. So I'm really not sure what's going to happen today. But I think that some positives to take from the last match, and we are going to do well. Just that they need to step up and take responsibilities, what they have to do, and just execute that.
Okay, let's see who will be taking that responsibility. Let's have a look at the squad. This is the RCB team, and that's how the. So you're saying you want Navdeep Saini out. You think it's insane to put Saini in the team?
I think now that we did pretty well, but as Kohli said, we did not. This loss was disappointing. That the first one. So I want them to go with the same 11 instead of again changing and again losing the match and then getting someone new. Go with the same 11. Just execute your plans and have that plans. How can you win the game? And instead of just changing the players, I'm so done with it right now. But just go and win the game. It's been so much. I don't know why IPL was cancelled, first of all. I mean, we were doing so well. Why did this COVID come and ruined everything? I mean, it's just so disappointing as a RCB fan. Not only RCB fan, even Mumbai Indians would be feeling the same. But for them, it's not that much because they were not doing that well in the first phase. But since we were doing well in the first phase and then seeing this, it's really hurting. And I don't know when is this going to end, but hopefully today.
Yeah, it could, but genuinely, that's the thing with RCB. It could all just click and change quite quickly. Rishi, what were you going to say?
I was actually about to say that, Tommy, because if you look at the point table, RCB are sitting at 10 points from 8 games, I believe. If I'm not wrong, 8 or 9 games. So if they win today against Mumbai Indians, it's going to be a big shoot for them. They go to 12. However, other teams, they actually stay on 8. So RCB, if they manage to win this one, they will almost cement the first 3 spots. Then the remaining teams would actually fight for the 4th spot. So I know RCB isn't too confident about their team, but come on, they have big names. I know ABD hasn't fired in 2 matches, but that doesn't mean that ABD is not going to fire for the rest of the games as well. As much as I want RCB to win, I want Mumbai Indians to put in Hardik Pandya into the squad. He's in the World T20 team as well. He hasn't had any match practice. We haven't had any official word from the MI management why he's sitting out. If he's injured, that needs to be informed to the to the BCCI and the fans as well that he's not proper fit for the T20 World Cup. If he's fit, I think he should be in the team playing. But going forward, RCB slightly had that psychological edge, that they're on 10 points. A win here will actually take them to the top 3 and they might make it to the playoffs.
Wow. Yeah, and you realize how quickly things can change. And let's not forget, people like AB haven't played much cricket. Yeah, haven't played much cricket in the last couple of months. Those things take a while. This could be that time then. 2-3 games in now to the second leg, he finds his feet. Who was going to say something? I heard someone say something. Was that you, Rish?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. So, all these players like ABD, Suresh and MS Dhoni, they haven't had any international or, domestic competitive cricket experience. So, the form is always there. It's, the class is always there. The form is just temporary that has to come and go. So, you never know. Today might be the day that we might see, Virat Kohli coming back into form. We might see, ABD coming back into form. Glenn Maxwell should start firing as well. So, if they all fire, MI would be out of gas, I believe then.
Whoa, Amog, you hear that?
I think there's a red strip on his yellow jersey, so I think he's a silent RCB supporter as well.
I am actually supporting RCB. If you ask me, RCB is my second preference after Chennai. I would want Virat Kohli to do well. It's high time, that other players, his team stands up for him, and they start performing. Enough of people saying that RCB is just a trolling team and they're just there for the sake of IPL taking a spot. They should start performing now. Start winning matches and start.
I mean, look, they are a trolling team, but people troll them. I agree, but it's themselves who are responsible for that, right? They have got themselves.
I know. I mean, but T20 is such a harsh game. It changes in a span of 2 or 3 overs. We saw that with Chennai MI game, how it changed. So I think if RCB actually plays with some confidence and they have that fire in them, they can always do well.
Yes,
Vanata.
They can. Not today maybe, but they can.
Okay, Vanata.
So CSK and MI have this trophy clashes which they are having right now, and that's the reason Rishi Bhaiya is supporting RCB, because he doesn't want.
No, I've always said Bangalore, because I absolutely love Bangalore, and the other reason I used to love Bangalore was because of Vijay Mallya, the flamboyant owner. So big fan, but then I really want RCB to do well.
Somehow Rishi control a team even when he's praising a team. I don't know how that's possible. He's like, I love Bangalore, and I don't want to talk about how Bangalore are a troll team. I don't want to talk. He mentions all the things he doesn't want to talk about, but still talks about them. I love it. It's very clever. It's very mind games, I'm telling you. Okay, now we've seen both squads. Let's have a look at your fantasy 11. This is what will happen if you are playing on with Paytm First Games. This is our fantasy team for Mumbai versus RCB. This is the best of the best. Have a little look at that. That's a good squad as well. Again, lots of big names. This is exciting. Whenever I see the fantasy team, I just get excited. I think, wow, we're going to see those great players on display today.
Why is he missing?
Was he? I thought he was. Let's have a look at it again.
Yeah, AB is missing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? This is our team selectors. Our team selectors have probably done it because they don't believe he's gonna fire. They just don't believe he's gonna do.
Okay,
I actually looked at the opening 2 slots and I was like, Quinton de Kock, Devdutt Padikkal. So I guess there's no Rohit Sharma. Then I go down and I see Rohit Sharma at 4. So I was like very surprised to see Rohit Sharma playing at 4.
There you go. It's just our strategy. You can take on board whatever you want. Here's our top picks as well. Top picks from both sides look like this. Oh, it's Kohli and Siraj. Is it going to be Kohli's day? Sharma and Bumrah for Mumbai. This is going to be a battle and a half. Both teams with so much to prove. I love it. It's great. Okay, it's time for fighting talk. Let's do this. Let's start with Varnata, because I'll be honest. You know why I'm starting with you, Varnata? Because I feel like you're the mellower one, right? So I don't want to start with a Mog because I'm thinking he might go in really hard and then there might be no recovery from you. I'm already protecting RCB. Well, I shouldn't have that mindset, Varnata. I should be like, come on, this is a mutual, equal matchup. It's a proper battle. But let's start with you, Varnata. Ready? Are you ready to do this? Okay, your 30 seconds, Varnata, starts now.
So I know you might be the champion side, but we know what has happened in the phase 1. You lost against us, then you give us the reason that we lose always the first match. So it's fine. This is also the first match of second half. You can lose again today. You have Pollard, we have AB de Villiers, you have Rohit Sharma, we have Virat Kohli. You know Virat Kohli loves to come back, and we will come back today. Let's go, RCB.
They're coming back. RCB have booked a return ticket. They're on their way back. Okay, it's not one way. It's not one way. Okay, over to you, Amog. Amog, your 30 seconds starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, I think, look, RCB are third in the points table. MI are 6 right now. So I think that's the only arena where RCB are on top of Mumbai Indians. It has happened for the first time. And, I think we'll have to wait till 2026 or 27 till RCB wins that much amount of trophies as Mumbai Indians have to, for RCB to speak something about the Mumbai Indians or, against them, to be precise. So, but I see, RCB, before they go into the game, they are really scared of losing. I don't know. You have to first believe that you're the best in order to win, right? I think RCB is really missing that. So I don't know if they're going to be able to win, as much as trophies as we have done or today.
Dan, you already look scared, is what he's saying. You've already given up. The mindset's gone. They've got inside. They're messing with you. That's a fan who is scared. Yes, you're right. Lots of fear all around. But it's okay. Listen, the pressure's on. The pressure's on. That's what it is for all teams to prove themselves, even for teams like CSK. As we know, a couple of losses and things could change drastically in the table. That's what makes it also exciting. Sankit, your brother, is saying, let's do it. I'm behind you, RCB. You never know with brothers whether they're being sarcastic. Like, yeah, I'm really behind you. Yeah. But is it true that in India today it's a sister day? Is that what it is?
Daughter's Day.
Daughter's Day. Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that. Then our little Betty here, then we should all get behind her and say, look, we support you. We love you. To daughters everywhere, you are special.
Tommy, today's slogan should be Daughter's Day manao, RCB ko jitao.
Is that it? Yeah, happy Pranata?
So that's what is happening in my house. Everybody, my mom, my brother, my dad, everyone is supporting RCB today, and this is the first time happening in the IPL history where everybody is supporting RCB.
But they secretly when you're out of the room, they secretly diss you. They're like, oh God, I can't wait for this game to finish, so we can get back to normal. They're like, oh, RCB.
My father supports Dhoni, but today he's going with Kohli for the second match. So
that's cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's see whether Daughter's Day and the power of your family's love is enough to carry you through. All will be revealed a little later on. Thank you, as always, guys, for your time. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Rishi, Amog, Nikhil, and of course, Varnata. It's going to be a great day for the IPL. Enjoy the games wherever you're watching. Play along with Paytm First Games and keep watching Bharat Army TV. I'll catch you next time. Thank you, everybody. And goodbye. See you, Tommy.